USC, Stanford, Pac-12, big game. True freshman quarterback at USC, Stanford, strong. UNLV beat, or USC beat UNLV. Stanford played San Diego State and, won, but that's a tough team. Mark, what do you think?
Well, if you look at this game, if you look at USC, they held UNLV last week to just 80 yards rushing. If you look at Stanford, they only had 50 yards rushing on offense, with Bryce Love having over 2,000 yards last year, having only 29 yards in this game, the fewest he's ever had in the game, and the third fewest games rushing for Stanford that they've had in the last 8 years. And in those 8 years, 10 games, or the 12 games that they won under 100 yards rushing, they've only won 2 of those games. They've got to run the football for David Shaw. And not only that, is that the blueprint? San Diego State put 8, 9 guys in the box to stop them. But what happened in that game is they were able to go over the top and throw the ball vertically and win the football game and win convincingly. I still like Stanford. They're playing on the farm. I like Stanford to beat USC in this game, 21-17. I think Bryce Love will have a much better game this week than he did last week.
Well, I would imagine so. He's a great player. He's the leading Heisman candidate. As you mentioned, he averaged 1.8 yards per rush on something like 18 different carries. I agree with him about Costello. The fact it is at Stanford, that makes it hesitant for me to pick USC, but that's exactly who I'm going to pick by a score of 27-24. He started a true freshman at Southern Cal against UNLV, a guy named J.T. Daniels. He had an outstanding game. He's a very, very talented individual. And the one thing that people forget, there were 2 teams last year that had 46 sacks on the quarterback. One of them was Clemson. The other one was Southern Cal. I think that their ability to run the football, I think that they will play very, very well. And I look for it to be a close football game. Turnovers will be critical, but I just think that you have 2 good quarterbacks. I love Costello as a sophomore quarterback, but I also think that J.T. Daniels is going to prove to be one of the best ones in the country.
Well, probably 2 of the best in the Pac-12, as we see.